This woman received a package from her deceased husband. She thought it was some friend's cruel prank, but when she opened the package, she found a tape recorder inside. Playing was a message her husband had left before he died. Her husband said he'd prepared 7 letters for his wife that would arrive in different ways, because he knew his wife would fall apart after he was gone. So in his final days, he'd arranged everything for her ahead of time. He even told his family to move his funeral from the church to a bar. No more tears and mourning, but a farewell with her favorite songs. That night, she felt like she was at a celebration born of love. But when she saw her husband's face in the photo, the brutal reality instantly crushed her. After the funeral, she carried her husband's ashes back to their empty home, placing the urn on the nightstand as if he'd never left. She kept calling his phone just to hear that familiar voice again. Even those few seconds of voicemail could make her break down in tears. She put on his clothes and talked to thin air, desperately pretending he'd never gone away. Until her 30th birthday, when her mother and friends suddenly showed up. An anonymous package arrived with a cake and tape recorder. Her husband's voice played again. He said if she followed his instructions, she'd receive the first letter. So she dressed up carefully and went out to celebrate with friends. The next day, she received her husband's first letter. The letter told her to buy a remote bedside lamp and an evening gown. It turned out that when they were still together, who would turn off the lights was always their little dilemma. So taking turns became their sweet routine. But she didn't understand why her husband wanted her to buy a dress. Still, she did as he asked. A few days later, she received her husband's second letter. It turned out that when they first got together, her husband had been a bar singer, while she was just an ordinary housewife. Egged on by the crowd, the woman stepped onto the stage to sing for the first time, but accidentally tripped over a wire nearby, broke her nose, and had been afraid of performing ever since. The purpose of this letter was to encourage the woman to sing again. This time she put on that sparkling evening gown and walked onto the stage. Though the audience was packed, she only had eyes for that familiar figure. She seemed to pour all her love into her song for the one who was no longer by her side. When the song ended, everyone was moved by her voice, and so, the woman slowly began to step back into life.